Islam Morse, Tyler Ambrose Ali here. Today is July the 8th, 2019. Welcome to Standing on Your Square Productions. Let's get into it. So, today's topic of discussion. All right. So, yes, today's topic of discussion is the Act of 1871. Really quick, let's get into the quick disclosure here at Standing on Your Square Productions. We do not provide legal advice, which means you received legal advice online. You did not receive it from Standing on Your Square Productions. Also, at no point in no time during any broadcast from Standing on Your Square Productions is legal advice being provided. Also, keep in mind the material provided is lawful facts from firsthand experience and knowledge. So let's get into it. So like I said, today we're going to cover the Act of 1871. It's 6 whole pages. Wow. It shouldn't hurt too bad though, guys. It shouldn't hurt too much at all. Let's just get into it. So on February the 21st, 1871, Congress passes an act to provide a government for the District of Columbia, also known as the Act of 1871. With no constitutional authority to do so, Congress creates a separate form of government from the District of Columbia, a 10 square mile parcel of land. See Acts of the 41st Congress, Section 34, Section 3, Chapters 61 and 62. Definitely run this back or rewind it back if you need to get that again, so that way you can fact find on your own. I just want to provide or have our platform used as a way to point you to what you need. Because in most instances, when one has a scenario present itself to them, they just need to know, what do I need to protect myself? What do I need to understand? What do I need to be aware of? And basically, Moors that are picking up this broadcast, in most instances, you know how to respond. There may be small little things that you may or may not be aware of, but definitely fact find. So the act passed when the country was weakened and financially depleted in the aftermath of the Civil War. A strategic move by foreign interests, the international bankers who were intent upon gaining a stranglehold on the coffers and neck of America. Congress cut a deal with the international bankers, specifically the Rothschilds of London, to incur a debt to said bankers. Because the bankers were not about to lend any money to a floundering nation without serious stipulations, they devised a way to get their foot in the door of the United States. The Act of 1871 formed a corporation called the United States. And the United States is in all caps lock, by the way. The corporation, owned by foreign interests, moved in and shoved the original Constitution into a dustbin. With the Act of 1871, the organic Constitution was defaced, in effect, vandalized, and sabotaged. When the title was capitalized and the word for was changed to of in the title, the Constitution of the United States of America is the Constitution of the Incorporated United States of America. Wow. It operates in an economic capacity and has been used to fool the people into thinking that it governs the republic. It does not. Capitalization is not significant when one is referring to a legal document. This seemingly minor alteration has a major impact on every subsequent generation of Americans. So that means that this has been going on for a while, guys. What Congress did by passing the Act of 1871 was create an entirely new document, a constitution for the government of the District of Columbia, an incorporated government. This newly altered constitution was not intended to benefit the republic. Its benefits only the corporation of the United States of America and operates entirely outside the original organic constitution. Instead of having absolute and unalienable rights guaranteed under the organic constitution, we the people now have the relative rights or privileges. One example is the sovereign right to travel, which has now been transformed under corporate government policy into a privilege. Look this up, guys. That requires citizens to be licensed. Passports. By passing the Act of 1871, Congress committed treason against the people who were sovereign under the grants and decrees of the Declaration of Independence and the Organic Constitution. Information? Okay, I'm not going to read that. The Act of 1871 became the foundation of all the treason committed since The Act of 1871 became the foundation of all the treasons since committed by government officials. Guys, this Act of 1871 is some serious business here. All right. So it goes on to say this section is from chapter 18, The Tale of Two Governments, which overall addresses the difference between a The Tale of Two Governments, which overall addresses the difference between a democracy and a republic, as well as the fact of a federal government and a shadow government practicing under the guise of the corporation. The United States isn't a country, it's a corporation. In preparation for stealing America, the puppets of Britain's banking cabal had already created a second government, a shadow government designed to manage what the common herd believed was a democracy. But what really was incorporated United States together, this chimera, I believe that's the word, Chimera, the chimera, this two-headed monster disallowed the common herd all rights of C juris, you and your sovereignty. Congress, with no authority to do so, created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia, a 10-square-mile parcel of land. Why and how did they do so? Wow. Guys, I'm not going to read this because this stuff is starting to get into somebody's personal opinions and personal feelings. The document that I obtained, the PDF, the Act of 1871, it does have 6 whole pages with it, and it does go into basically the Act of 1871. And if we're being honest, guys, in most instances, with the truth being set forth, or the truth stepping forward, it doesn't take a lot. Okay? So basically, out of the 6 pages, it wasn't 6 pages of concrete facts. What was presented to you in the beginning of the video is basically, in a nutshell, the Act of 1871. And wow, this is just insane, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this, guys, and bring this to you better than this. I wanted to jump on the platform here today and present some material to the audience, and the topic of discussion is like, I don't want to confuse my audience. I mean, I want you guys to have a fighting chance. Like, that's what it boils down to. I don't want to bring you guys a bunch of shit that you can't use. But I would say for now, definitely look up the Act of 1871. It should be in a PDF file. You can open it up in Adobe Reader on your PC and look at it. I would not suggest trying to look at it on your phone when you're doing 20 things at once, and then you're, oh, let me look at my phone. I gotta look at my phone. Oh, let me scroll over. Like, really, are we really gonna learn some shit from sitting there with our little ass phone all day, every day? Really, Moors? Nah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, guys. Just want to jump on real quick. I've had a few requests, keep it coming. What are you going to discuss next, brother? And we just have work to do, Morris. That's what it boils down to. We have a lot of work to do, and we have plenty of time to make it happen. It's just a matter of sifting through the shit that's out there. We'll use an example. When you research on your own and you actually go on fact-finding missions, you'll see that in the history books, it doesn't call us Moorish Americans. It calls us a Moor, Aboriginal, Indigenous, what's another term that they use? Moabite, but they never called us Moorish. So what I'm saying, audience, is that, at your earliest convenience, let's pull up those manuals that I would point, anyone to that's wanting to fact-find. Because that's what it boils down to. You must fact find. There's no way around that. You can't skimp on fact finding. All right, so let's see what we have here to pass along to you guys. And I love sitting at my workstation when I'm attempting to broadcast because that makes it to where I can just point to whatever it is that I need to illustrate or whatever I need to present, rather, I should say, not illustrate, but present. All right, so first of all, the United Nations, I mean, yeah, they're there. The United Nations Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous People, 2008. I mean, you're welcome to use it. I don't know. The United Nations, it just sounds like it's a corporate thing. And, you know, although I am a Moor and I'm proud of it, you know, I try to get from underneath the corporation. Meaning if a entity or office presents their, and this is more so for the end of the day. At the end of the day, you know, if the office presents themselves as a corporation, chances are I'm not going to sign. Chances are I'm not. I'm going to pass. Every single time I'm going to pass. The point of realizing who you are, where you are, and why, it doesn't make sense after you realize that to still go back with the corporation. It just doesn't make sense. I kind of got off topic there, guys. But okay, so the Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous People, you definitely want to fact find within that document. These are all PDFs, by the way. Let's see, we have several items here that I wanted to give you guys today. I have the Act of State Doctrine and Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act of 1976. The Act of State Doctrine and Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act of 1976. You're welcome to put those in separate. You're welcome to put in the Act of State Doctrine and then in a separate search, Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act of 1976. You're welcome to enter the pair of those in, research those items. You'd be amazed. Seriously, you'd be amazed on what you will find. We also have an item here. The real Indian is the Negro, aka Blackamoor. The item again is the real Indian is the Negro, aka Blackamoor. It's not going to hurt too bad, guys. Okay. You want to go ahead and research this. Yes, it is 43 pages. It still won't hurt. Has anyone looked at the American Jurisprudence Manual or one of the volumes of that or the Corpus Juris Secundum? Okay, those are books. All right, these are items that one could take the time to fact find and research and know what the hell you're talking about when you present yourself to people, because that's what it boils down to. That's standing on your square, knowing what the hell you're talking about and being able to state your source. Anybody could say, "Oh, no, we're indigenous. We tied to the landmass." You must state your source. We have to be able to point whoever the colonizer is. We need to point them back to the source. Okay? Simple as that. All right. So what else are we going to provide to you guys today to look at? You're welcome to reach out to the email tylerambroseali@gmail.com. I have an item called More Defenses and Protections. You're welcome. Hit me at tylerambroseali@gmail.com. I'll gladly forward this document to you. Gladly. And let's see. And then the treaties of the Moor. Makusha? Did I pronounce that right? Makusha? The Treaty of Marrakesh, 1786 through 1836. 9 pages. Definitely look for that. I'm sure I fucked the name up. I apologize, guys. My pronunciation is not the best. Let's see. We're welcome to look up James Traficant's United States Bankrupt Speech, 1993. So that's right. The United States is bankrupt. The Federal Reserve notes, it's accepted as currency now, but we're bankrupt. And again, the document that I'm referring to, James Traficant's United States Bankrupt Speech, 1993. Moors out there, this is just off topic a little bit. Where were you in 1993? I know I was in the 10th grade in 1993. Somebody in the comments, where were you in 1993 when this speech, James Traficant's United States Bankrupt Speech, 1993? Where were you when that speech was broadcast and presented? Definitely look through that, guys, when you have a moment, so you'll kind of have an idea as to why the gold and the silver is so important, why that is your lawful currency, why the Federal Reserve note is fraud. Regardless if we've been using it our whole lives and our parents' been using it, it's still fraud. Okay, it could take you 100 years to figure out something is fraud, and the question at that point would be, what are you going to do about it? There's an item here called The History of the Moorish Empire in Europe. The name Moorish, not against it, but, and again, fact finding, guys. Fact finding doesn't call us Moorish. It calls us Moors. Okay, there's different hypothecated manuals that'll try to, give you that Jedi mind trick and say you're Moorish. Well, if we're just using an example here. If a person is a Jew, I don't want to call them Jewish. I don't want to say you're blackish, you're whitish, you're Jewish, you're Moorish. I want to call you by your correct appellation. If you're a Jew, you're a Jew. Okay. If you're a Moor, you're a Moor. Okay. If you call yourself black, I don't want to call you blackish. Hey, the blackish guy is at the door. He wants to talk to you. That doesn't even sound right. Okay. So really, I guess the point of this babbling for the last 2 minutes here is just correct pronunciation and state your source. So yeah, that was the history of the Moorish Empire in Europe. You're welcome to definitely look for that on your own, or you can reach out to tylerambroseali@gmail.com and request for any templates or any documents. You'd be amazed what Standing on Your Square Productions is able to provide as far as a beacon of light or a direction or something to go by. So definitely reach out to us. More times than not, we receive hate rather than support. And let's just face it, Moors. There's no way that we're going to, overcome fallen humanity and rise up or turn this thing around without, being in unison, sticking together, raising each other's awareness, being patient, all these different things. It's the only way it's going to turn around, guys. I mean, come on. Let's stop bullshitting. We all did it our way. And where are we at now doing it our way? We're hoping we can get the job, keep the job, hope they don't fire us. They're going to probably make us clean something. Doesn't that sound kind of not right? And then you learn of otherwise, meaning that doesn't apply to you and you just do nothing. And then you have time to come and hate on Standing on Your Square Productions when we're attempting to get the material to you to save you the headache. So if you happen to be a 14-hour-a-day work guy and you still know that you're a Moor and you still wish to be aware, that's where Standing on Your Square and other platforms come into place. And no one's bashing anyone. No one's saying, hey, I'm better than you. You're better than me. Oh, no, I'm not as good as them. No one's saying that. We're just saying, guys, fact find. Fact find, that's what you need to do. That's the key. Okay, and another item here, guys. This is the Carl Waldman / Molly Braun. Braun is Braun, Encyclopedia of the Native American Tribes. So you can put in Encyclopedia of Native American Tribes. It is the 3rd edition. And definitely look through that. You guys will be amazed. Talk to mom, okay? Hey, mom, this is just off topic. What tribe are we a part of? What clan are we from? Rather if it's Blackfoot, if it's Chickasaw, if it's Wachisaw, whatever the case may be, whichever clan you belong to, the Encyclopedia of Native American Tribes will assist you in understanding, having a little bit more clarity of which clan your matriarch exists from. Okay, definitely helps to have these details. I always advise the Christian Black Codes of 1724. I always advise anyone that says I am a Moor, or if they list themselves as Black or African American or whatever they choose to label themselves as, I always advise to take a few moments and read through the Christian Black Codes of 1724. So yeah, the Christian Black Codes is 1724. You definitely want to take a few moments and look through that item. You just want to make sure that I provided everything that I wanted to provide you guys. 103 facts about the Black Indian. I just got a hold of that. So thank you, Brother Quentin Dalton Bay. Appreciate you. Definitely. And you're welcome to look through the Judiciary Act of 1789. The Judiciary Act of 17. Very powerful stuff within that. Looks like that's it, guys. That's all I want to cover on this broadcast here. I didn't want to take too much time. Why does it feel like I didn't really cover anything? That's because I didn't sit here and do it for you guys. I pretty much provided what I wanted to provide and advise, as I always do, to definitely fact find on your own. Definitely research the items provided within the broadcast. It's worth your time, believe me. You can't use it 5 minutes from obtaining it. However, it will come a scenario or an instance or a time where one will need to know, what the hell was he talking about? The Act of 1871, and someone's attempting to hypothecate you and make you feel as if you have to deal with it. You know, that item, it would help to be aware of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, as always, definitely we here at Standing on Your Square Productions, we do accept donations. We do not discriminate. You can use PayPal to extend that donation if you choose to do so. The PayPal details, we have two. The first one is paypal.me/the Tyler Ambrose Ali. And the email associated with that is tylerambrosali@gmail.com. Okay. And like I mentioned, we're growing here at Standing on Your Square Productions. We do have a second line to reach to if you chose to extend a donation to. And it's also paypal.me/AMAYCH. The email associated with that is amac3478@gmail.com. Beyond that, we'll be coming at you a little bit later, or if not, early tomorrow, with another topic of discussion, more vital lawful facts that one can utilize or research or do whatever you choose to with. They're there. Everything applies in one form or another, even if it's just a section or a title or a article within the document, it does apply. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, anything that we can do to be better or get better, definitely leave it in the comment bar. If you want any templates, any documents, definitely leave us an email. In the email, just include your more appellation. Advise us basically what item it is that you request, and we will get back to you within 48 hours. And beyond that, it's been real, guys. It's been real. I'm glad to say that Standing on Your Square Productions, we are not going anywhere. We are here to stay. Even if there may or may not have been rumors saying that Standing on Your Square Productions is not, is not going to be around. Well, that's not correct. We're going to be here. We're not going anywhere. And even I'm pleased to say that Standing on Your Square Productions has grown, is growing, will continue to grow. You want to look for in the future the Araya Giselle Bay Show. All right, it's mostly gardening tips, life hacks, things of that nature. It's called the Araya Giselle Bay Show. All right, look for that here on YouTube. And in the meantime, we'll see you when time permits. Peace and love.